Exercise your legal right to trade metals privately. 1-800-686-2237.
Hazard Rid Total Protection Kits quickly complete any size job by applying a top-quality disinfectant, viricide, fungicide, mildew stat, and deodorizer in the form of an effective yet gentle fog. Our portable fogging device can conquer normal chores, plus provide unmatched protection for your family and workplace from viruses, bacteria, mold, and more. The Hazard Rid Kit's hospital-approved ingredients come in a highly concentrated form, and each kit can make up to 32 gallons of protection. Reduced labor cost, outstanding product savings, and professional quality performance all save you more than the cost of this kit. For a limited time, GCN listeners who order online will receive double the active ingredients, which means you get up to 64 gallons of product absolutely free. Save money on daily tasks and be truly prepared for those urgent situations. For a short tell-all video, go to HazardRid.com. That's HAZARID, HazardRid.com. Or call 800-675-0323. That's 800-675-0323 and order today.
You're listening to GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you know, I don't want to do a disservice here. I don't want to come on air and just calmly report on this and in a way condition people to accept it. This is a big deal. This is really bad. Let's say there's a list of 100 things the government checks off to bring a nation to total tyranny and bondage and oppression. And one of the biggest ones you check off is indoctrinating the youth paramilitarily to train the central government, to serve the central government, to be trained by the central government. And that is what is happening now. And I keep telling people it's in government documents. It's being set up. It's being done. When I was in high school, they were just now, this is like 18 years ago. Hard to believe I'm getting that old. They were already setting up that you could take a law enforcement semester. But then it was just learning about it, and I didn't do it. Now I've gotten the grants, the federal grants to the schools. And the BATF or the FBI or the federal marshals or different grants, they federalize a local group of police officers or sheriff's deputies, and then they go teach the federal curriculum. And it is what is in your parents' medicine cabinet. And then it's let's go out with M16s or toy M16s at first, then real ones later, and do warrant service training. Let's practice running checkpoints. By the way, it's in the stack if I have time to get to it. Tennessee newspapers have given us credit. It's up on Infowars.com, a link to the article, that we supposedly stopped illegal military checkpoints to be run in Tennessee. Well, it'd be nice to get the credit, and they have the governor's statements and others in there, but the governor and the state reps said don't have the illegal military checkpoints without warrants, and it went ahead and happened. So we actually don't deserve the credit, but we did point it out. The media's not even getting it right here. The point is again, suddenly all over the country, the Army's running checkpoints. Suddenly they're just popping up with drills, and then the drills go live, and they're searching citizens. This is to acclimate and to test which cities, which counties, which states will go along with takeover. And then why would the military want to take over? Because they work under NORTHCOM, which is publicly chartered under the North American Union. That is public declassified treaties. We are in the NAU. And under this new system, we don't have any rights or liberties. Now, they can tell me all day I don't have rights and liberties, but I have them because God gave them to me. I'm innately a free being, even if you're an atheist. Don't you believe that you're innately a free human, and that the government, can't stick you on the end of a pike out front the castle gates for no reason if they want to? Oh, it's so amazing, ladies and gentlemen, to have all of this happening. But up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, a story by Paul Joseph Watson and Kurt Nemo. Governments ready youth corps to take on vets. 10 minutes into an errant mayhem in the town near Mexican border, and a gunman, a disgruntled Iraq war veteran, has already taken on two people. One slumped in the desk, the other covered in blood on the floor. And it goes... the New York Times article reporting on how the Boy Scouts are being trained to take on domestic terrorists. Now, see, if this was just one drill, You'd say, oh, well, in that one scenario, the feds in the grant paid to have this. No. I have articles in Texas, Michigan, California, New York, everywhere. I have Hobbs Middle School article 1998. In fact, if folks don't believe this, Google it again like I did 2 weeks ago on the air. Hobbs Middle School Marines. Martial law. Hobbs Middle School Marines martial law. 1998. We have the article saved. And a listener faxed it to me. And I called the Marines up and I said, did you really go in and tell the kids it was martial law and put guns to their heads? And they said, yeah, we were ordered to do so. The Marines weren't even hiding this. This has been a long-term strategic operation to acclimate everybody, including the children, to go along with this. So they have drills where they come in and say, the police come in and say, unannounced. In Michigan, the AP reported, we're here to kill you. We're the homeschoolers against public education and for the Second Amendment. I'm not kidding. That's a quote. And then the kids' parents say, what was this about? Oh, it's about homeschoolers attacking. Those darn homeschoolers. I mean, that'd be like if I didn't like black people and I dressed up, you know, in blackface and went over to my neighbor's house and beat him up and said, I'm a black guy, I don't like white people. That would be a false flag attack against black people. If I burned down the police station and then left evidence that somebody I didn't like did it, that would be a false flag, a staged terror attack. When the police attacked their own police in Denver and in Canada last year and in England at the G20 2 weeks ago, and then admit they did it, that's a false flag to make all the demonstrators look bad. Well, it's the same thing here. They have these drills everywhere where veterans go crazy and kill everybody, or where homeschoolers come to the public school and kill people, or where militia members come and kill people. That's how they demonize gun owners, veterans, and others to the local police. It's a simple false flag. It's basic psychology. Do you like being manipulated? Do you like being suckered? Do you like being fools? And now they've announced, you know, I said 1 million off of Rahm Emanuel's book he wrote 3 years ago, and now he's chief of staff, and now the White House is saying 8 million, 7 to 8 million in the New York Times. Youth Corps with police powers, with environmental corps, armed corps, you know, all these different, surveillance squads. They're announcing it. And what are the number one new federal grants for people to get tuition in the schools? When a kid has great grades, they get scholarships now to not be a nuclear physicist, to not be a biologist, to not be a teacher, to not be a physical therapist. No. The biggest piece of the pie now is law enforcement and surveillance and Patriot Act compliance. And what is it? Data mining, spying on neighbors, running people's backgrounds when they rent a car, get a hotel, how to be spies. That's why everywhere you go now, there's security guards and spies, and you can't videotape here as you walk down the street, videotaping a landmark. Acting like everybody's a terrorist. See, it's all for us. It's all for the people, because big offshore banks publicly and Trilateral Commission, CFR, Club of Rome, Bilderberg Group documents that we post on Infowars.com that are now mainstream news, Politico, CBS News, all these major newspapers, Portugal Television, biggest papers in Greece are now quoting us because we get the documents. We send the teams to Bilderberg. I get arrested going to it. Jim Tucker does. Others do. More than a dozen reporters got arrested over the weekend in Greece just trying to cover these people meeting. And you know what their documents say? They are going to have a string of controlled financial implosions, each one worse than the next. Government's going to pose as the savior during each one and use that to get more control for select group of corporations. They're going to hand what's left of the West industry over to select banks. Then they're going to bankrupt the world currencies total and have a new global digital currency. See, first they're going to go to regional currencies where you still have your dollar or still have your euro, but it will be digitized and set to the same rate every day, the same currency rate, in the name of stabilization. Then They're going to go right to thumb scans and retina scans. This has openly been announced. That's the new global currency. And if your retina's turned off, your thumbprint's turned off, no buying, no selling, total control. Think of what Hitler or Stalin would have done with that. Stay with us. Your call straight ahead.